You're such an asshole.
Good morning, children. Fully rested Cappy. So fully rested. It got cold out here in South Dakota. And then when it gets cold, you zonk, man. You go into like the super deep sleep and then you get up like what's so I'm well rested. I'm just coming out of a deep slumber. And all of a sudden, Cappy had some free time. We could play catch up on some topics I'd like to talk about. One of which is popularity. And I wanted to address it because, especially you younger people, um, by definition of being young, being born, everybody has to get an operating system. You all do. You a little infant, you don't know what's going on, you're not even conscious. But over time, you're given an operating system, and ideally, this is where parenting would come in. But since American parents don't love their children, they just outsource it to the state, and teachers don't love children that isn't there, and just like, oh my God, more socialism. Ideally, in the before time where the patriarchy and the evil people existed, you would prepare your loved ones, your children, your own flesh and blood for the real world. So, oh, really? Are we going to do the internet thing again? I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I'm going to do this. There we go. Okay. Hopefully the audio will come in this time. I thought I had it fixed. But apparently not. So you would prepare them for the real world. Okay, we're going to teach you how to farm. We're going to teach you how to grow crops. More modernly, okay, we're going to teach you a trade. We're going to have you go become an accountant or something like that. And they would also teach you a value system that was very simply the love of others. You should have a family, you should get a spouse, you should have kids and grandkids. And whatever criticisms you might have of Islam, Islam is a traditional religion that holds traditional values that are correct. Not because necessarily Islam is right. It's just they love family. Look at I know Coach Kareem. Look at he wants 50 kids. 50. What would you do? Oh my God. No, I just love it. He was telling me about family reunions and everyone's getting together and having a good old time. All right, the internet's back. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, he family. Y'all watch Fast and Furious, but there's actually a really fundamental important message there. Anyway, the whole point is that when parents loved their children and raised their children and didn't outsource them to teachers or the state, they would raise kids to be independent, not to be whiny, crying. I got this. I need Ritalin. I'm disabled. I'm going to live at home until I was 30. The dad wanted to bang the mom again, got all you kids out of that goddamn house, said, go make us some grandchildren, and then there'd be festivities and happiness and love and celebration. Hold on now. then people got, hey, wait a second, we got a better idea. And the operating system they're programming you with now, especially when you're a kid, especially in K through 12, the public schools, even the private schools, it's no longer under the purview of the parents. It's no longer under the auditing in the eyes of the parents. And modern day parents are now, gosh, at least 3 generations now, 5 millennials. So yeah. I mean, it's not like the World War II generation is long gone. And you want to talk about materialists and under what value system the parents are now guiding their children. What is it? It's Gen X. Or no, it's millennials now. Gen X and millennials are the parents. In the 80s, the operating system we were given, the value system we were given was not kids, was not family, was not love. Quite the opposite. If anything, we're going to get fat. Nah, we hate you. Thank you. Got the memo. We are fully aware. Thank you, ladies. You don't want to give it. We got it. We got loud and clear. We got it. But in replacing love, family, children, religion, philosophy, other human beings, it was stuff. It was things. And with a complete ignoring of the fact that adulthood was coming, the real world was coming, and we needed to have skills and abilities to support ourselves. And I think we're all kind of on the same page that the operating system, baby boomers, and every successive generation, don't just hate the boomers. Gen X gave you the same operating system, was that we're going to drop you off. We don't care what the schools, other people tell you is important. And there you had your teachers and guidance counselors saying like, oh, you don't need to work. You're entitled to live. Matter of fact, you're oppressed if you have these traits you happen to be born with. And then the kids kind of informed each other. Kids are kids. They're not adults. They don't have to face the real world. So you started forming cliques and tribes. And just this weird psychopathic, there's no other way, mentally ill, psychotic values were self-generated by kids about what's popular. Popular. And you could go back and look at the ridiculous things that were popular, especially in America. Bell bottoms, hairy vag, poofy bangs, rolled Nike, rolled jeans, high top Nikes, all of which corporate America, and I'm not a Democrat, obviously, but I know evil when I see it. All of which corporate America was more than happy to like, oh yeah, hey kids, hey kids, here's Vanilla Ice. Let's go way back into the day. Here's Milli Vanilli. Isn't this cool, kids? And not to capture too many topics at once, but what was, I think, peak douchebag, peak asshole was when the popular kids are like, yeah, that's really cool. Milli Vanilli is really cool. Vanilla Ice is really cool. It's like, you were told to like that. People may disagree, but I think Samuel Jackson is nothing more than we were told to like him. Oh, look, the cool black guy. Oh, he's cool enough for white people. Like, get the fuck out of here, Sam. That's just an opinion. Some of you may actually think he's an actor. But going back to the environment of school where you're all hearkened, where you're all on the assembly line having the operating system put on you. In absence of parents, in absence of loving parents, you were a blank slate. And you got a whole messed up set of values instilled in you. All right. Predominantly from two sources. One, your teachers who just taught you to be Democrats. Who, and forget what the policies of the Democrats are. They didn't prepare you for the real world. If anything, they handicapped you. If you don't believe me, go get my book, How Not to Become a Millennial, and look where having a socialist operating system or socialist or Democrat work ethic gets you. Like, it's hilarious, but right now they can't find teachers. One of the easiest, most overpaid jokes of jobs, the teachers of yesteryear have been so successful in getting little kids to become now full-grown adults. They can't find people to be teachers. This isn't working in the coal mines. This isn't driving truck over road and in dangerous mountain passes under snowy, wintry conditions. This is show up 9 months out of the year. Let's sing a song, little first graders. La, 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 la. Hate the white males, hate the white males. Worship black vagina. Lesbian. Oh my God, you want to cut your tits off? You're so brave and amazing. How about you teach them to do taxes? Yeah, not too far off either. So that's the work ethic was never installed, never instilled. You don't know how then they send them out. Well, before we sent you out into the real world, hey, did you kids know you really got to go to college and spend $150,000? Sign off here at 7%. We're not going to teach you about compound mathematics or financial planning. We will teach you that men can have periods because we're teachers. We just care so much about the little kids. So you have these truly stupid people. I sincerely mean that for like 98% of you teachers. You are truly stupid adult children. And you don't know, you've never left school since you were 5. We have adult children teaching kids to become adults a work ethic, which most teachers know is more government money and white man bad and hey, be popular. Is that the thing, the flag we're celebrating today? Okay, everybody do that thing now. So you send out, and now you're not equipped to support yourself in the real world. But before I get too far ahead, let's saddle you with a crippling amount of student loan debt for a worthless degree that will absolutely destroy your life for the rest of your life. And maybe you'll recover around 40, well after all your youth is gone. And then you'll have hate and seething and envy because it's not my fault I majored in English in an English-speaking country. It's the Republicans in the Senate. My teachers say so. So there you're crippled. But then the other thing, outside of work ethic or a lack thereof or work philosophy, is value, what's valuable in life. And that's informed by the goddamn kids about being popular. Now, it's kind of guided and ushered in over time with corporate America. As corporate America knows that your parents don't got no money, but they can take out a home equity loan to buy you the latest and greatest toys and fashions and all that, kids. Hey, kids. But they keep like, hey, now you can borrow money. Now you need a car. Now you need an electric vehicle. Now you need trips to this. Now you need that. YOLO. And what the weird psychopathic hellhole known as the value system that K through 12 kids will form, all that ultimately codifies into is, well, idolatry, basically. Not to sound biblical or anything, but materialism. That's it. Because you don't work. You want to show off that you're the best dealy bob in school. You have the fanciest clothes. You have the latest gadgetry. You have the newest iPhone. And here's where truly stupid kids say, you dyed your hair the latest color, got a tattoo, or claim to be the latest gender because popularity. Long as you don't have to work. In reality, the most popular kid should be the kid who ain't got a driver's license because he's 15, but knows how to fix a car because his old man taught him. That should be the most popular kid, but that requires work. And Squaresville, he's all dirty and gross. He didn't dye his hair, Puce. Oh my God, he's not a socialist. He talks about work ethic. Oh my God, what a name. Anyway, get the idea. So out of this comes a bunch of consumers. You don't know love. You don't know family. Matter of fact, you girls are actively programmed and brainwashed to hate family, to reject love, because men are bad, patriarchal. We know, we got the memo. We heard. We were standing right next to the grapevine. We are acutely aware of what the grapevine has said. And then you all shuffled off into the world to be people who barely, if at all, can support yourself because you don't have that work ethic and you're entitled, or, man, I got a mental disorder, I can't work, oh my God. And the ultimate point and purpose life is to be popular, to have the things, to have the stuff. And even if you do manage to get a modicum of income, even if your husband is an engineer or you're an accountant or whatever, I've seen it, man. I've seen the successful people. What do? It's just, instead of getting the fanciest shirt, or we went to the Manili Vanilli concert, and here's our shirt. It's like, oh, look at my $80,000 Range Rover, which I don't park in the garage, but I leave it out on the parking lot for everyone in my neighborhood to see. Not lying, not joking. I have been to these neighborhoods. I have seen it. And also being a banker, I have seen it. Why I know that's an $80,000 vehicle, but you got a $79,000 loan on it at 10%. And I've seen your income, and you don't make it. Is all debt. All. They are barely getting by. And sit down, kids. You got your sitting down chair. Beauregard, fetch everyone their fainting couch. They're about to have a case of the vapors. Can you believe that most of these people end up divorced and are not in love, and the wife gets fat? Can you believe that? Can you believe that they start cheating on each other and the kids are on Ritalin because they're not raising the kids, or they ship their kids off to the exact same school they got shipped off to? It's all fake. It's all fake. And then these are my generation, by the way. Man, maybe a little younger, 40s, 50s. They don't have enough money for retirement. They're miserable. There is no love. They might have a spouse. They might have kids, but no one's happy. Oh God, they didn't raise them. Man, those girls couldn't, I think the umbilical cord was still attached to some children by the time a lot of women my generation and earlier, or younger rather, could not kick those kids off to daycare or mom quick enough. But hey, you know what? They got the Italian armoire. They got that Range Rover SUV. They got their master's degree. They got the McMansion in the mixed suburbs. Or whatever the modern day equivalent is for whatever subculture within the United States, whatever different groups. Not just different groups of people. Whatever these false materialist things that you guys, I'll talk Dodge Ram pickup truck, and you're living in a shack. Your kids can barely eat and be clothed. But boy, you got yourself a brand new Dodge double Hemi too dang diggly with pickup truck nuts at 12%. You're really popular. 33-year-old man with a really expensive toy still trying to be popular. I get a kick. I got a piece of crap truck. It's 20 years old, rusted out. Why did you get another truck? Because you're poor. The irony, I've had people literally come up to me, what are you gonna do? What, geez, man, what a piece of shit. And I'm like, why is it I'm richer than you, but I don't even make half the amount of money you do? Oh, that's right, because you keep pissing away your money. And ultimately, the lesson I want younger people to take away from it, and current people, maybe not. If you're old, it's too late. I can't help you. Can't help you. You made the wrong. But for younger people, generally under 40, the economic lesson to take away from this is that you do not want to be popular. Because popular means you're conforming to society, what society wants. And since society is basically the blind leading the blind, children and teachers, but I repeat myself, and materialist parents, well, show me the loving parents. Show me the parents where love and family is at the core. You show me that today. That was long ago. Those people are long dead. In being popular, you are giving up an ability to support yourself. You are adopting, I hate to be so simple, you're adopting a socialist, leftist, Democrat work ethic, which is none. It's parasitism. It's lying around and doing nothing. So you're going to financially cripple yourself. And then you're going to, without the income to do this, because you say, I'm entitled to having a $100,000 job, even though it doesn't. I mean, look at the writing strike, these idiots. But then to be popular, you're going to go into financial crippling debt to buy stuff that ultimately is not going to make you happy, and it's just going to cripple you and keep you a debt slave for the rest of your life. And then I would also argue that none of these, go look it up. I've looked up the popular kids, can't find half of them. It's like, well, I thought they were popular. They would have done well. They should be like president and CEO of something by now. I can't find them. It's kind of weird. Like the weirdos ended up becoming like, okay, they're notable. I've seen, he became a doctor or something like that. That was odd. He came out of left field. But what people I do find were popular, what I found is everything you'd expect for a conformist, a non-thinking robot. They're NPCs, they're plants. And when they got out in the real world, and the laws, the rules of the real world were almost the antithesis of the laws of the popularity contest in like whatever, middle school and high school, maybe college. Oh, they failed miserably. And just so you know, it's not like I'm trying to get some kind of retribution. A lot of popular kids, they treated me just fine. It's not like, oh, I hope, envy, I hope. I was just like, that's odd. Why is this person the most popular person? Because they got the latest shirt. I don't get it. And it turns out getting the latest shirt doesn't put food on the table. And continuing on, thinking that, I got to conform, I got to be popular, I need the latest, richest, most expensive thing on loans now that you're adult and can sign off on loans. It ends up making you poor. It ends up making you miserable. And I got to imagine philosophically, psychologically, it's got to make you not even, I was going to say you wasted your life. Well, that's a given. You wasted your life, but you're one of the most boring people on the face of the planet. There cannot be any intellectual stimulation there. There just can't be. I know people my age, look, brand new car. Oh my God. and I'm in the minority here. I'm wrong. Look, new car. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's awesome. Like, you just went 60 grand into debt. And as always, guys, as I've said a million times before, we can't all be like you. Must be nice. It's like, I'm looking around. I'm like, guys, you can have things, you can have freedom. Which one do you want? And there I sit with a free shirt from Vince, this shirt from Goodwill. I did pay for this hat. I think my girlfriend got me these pants. I do pay for my new underwear. I do get underwear and socks new. My 20-year-old truck. And I didn't waste my life. I got way healthier relationships. I actually have human beings I love and appreciate and enjoy. Except Vince. Nobody likes Vince. And the philosophy and the intellectual conversations, even digitally, maybe we never met. And if you're an actual human being and you could support yourself financially and you get the free time to go have fun, then instead of being a slave to your master's degree, law degree, student loan payments, and your Range Rover, your McMansion, and your third home equity line, maybe you might have the free time to, I don't know, raise your children, spend time with them, babysit the grandkids, go to the gym so you're a fuckable spouse, have a good sex life, go on vacation. Remember when they did the obligatory throw all the kids in the car and drive across the country to some random remote area in Wyoming or Montana? Remember when maybe you saw the television shows with it? How many of you do that now? You guys don't do that. You guys don't do that. Are we there yet? How many families have been deprived of Are we there yet? Or the alphabet game, or cows and graveyards. You guys know about cows and graveyards? No, you don't, because your dad is a ballless sack of pussy wonder, and your mom doesn't she doesn't spend any time with it. They don't even know the cows and graveyard game. You guys don't know the cows and graveyard. I'm sorry you missed the 80s. It was a great time. Great time. And all you guys got now is socialism, envy, no work ethic, and materialism. The irony that your ultimate philosophical value is socialism, yet what also gives you value is materialism. Not necessarily capitalism, but I find that fascinating. Fascinating. And I'm trying to figure out, didn't you guys want to live life? Didn't you want to go? And so, as a warning for you young kids, look, school ends. That artificial environment ends. That value system, that those values are designed in kind of a Lord of the Flies with teachers saying, oh, but remember, vote Democrat. That ends. And then you get into the real world. And all that does not abide. It does not abide, but the real world does not abide. And the sooner you start putting your freedom and your time and the love of others or family, whatever, man, friends, however that is, the sooner you're going to have a better life. It's so bad. I've been trying to do this series called High School Millionaire, where you're just wasting your time in school. Now you got to learn your reading, writing, and arithmetic. I get that. But like after the 5th grade, I'm like, this is bullshit. Kids can go faster, learn more, and get skills by the time they're 13. You can become a mechanic by the time you're 13. Girls, you could do accounting by the time you're 13. You could have real skills by the time you're a mid-young teenager. Well, we can't possibly give you a job until you have 17 years of education and a bunch of socialist indoctrination shoved up your ass and a hatred of men. Now that you're 22 and you have a bachelor's degree, half your classes had nothing to do with your degree. Now we can give you an entry-level position at $18 an hour. Let me sign up for a $50,000 car loan. Why does my life suck? If we could just get you to realize, hey, everything we were told was a lie. Everything is wrong. And in an ironic sense, the last thing you want to be is popular. If we could get you there, that will make sure you're not going to have the same results. Because here's the irony. Have you looked at the average American? The average American is in debt. Despite being in a first world nation, they're in debt. They're poor. It shocks me. They're miserable, but they're all trying to conform. They're all trying to be popular. And when you guys all try to conform and be popular, guess what? You get your average result. You did the thing everybody else did. I guess you are doomed. You are condemned. You are damned to have the results everybody else gets. You're not going to be unique. You're not going to be popular, like in a real sense, celebrity popular, I guess, or admirable. You're not going to make a lot of money. You won't be successful. You will be common, a plant, an NPC, a nobody. And then you will have wasted your entire life because it's just like you were just like everybody. Oh my gosh. Tina from the suburbs with her liberal arts degree. Oh my God. I hate Trump. I need a student loan bailout. I work as a waitress. I like totally strong independent. I like watching the TV shows and going for holy might as well not even exist, Batman. Why? It's like Vincent or Vicious from Cowboy Bebop. Then why are you alive? You're not. You're here. You got a pulse. I think there's maybe a brainwave or two. You're not alive. If you're popular, you're essentially choosing death. If you pull, I want to be popular, well, then you're just going to be boring. You're going to be like everybody else, and you will waste your life. Problem is, you got to figure out, all right, well, if I'm not going to be popular, I'm not going to follow this operating system. What do I do? And when you're a little kid, you don't even know that you need an operating system. Like, try explaining these concepts to a 5-year-old kid, which you can't. But hey, once you start waking up a little bit, especially like when you're 16, 17, brain's starting to kick in a little bit, starting to realize, my teachers keep telling me I should off myself because I'm a white male. There's something wrong about that. My teachers keep telling me that if we just sit here and jerk off, like somehow money's going to fall out of the sky because we're entitled to it. Hey, you know something? Bipsy over there is the most popular person in the school, but I don't get it. She's only popular because her parents are rich, bought her a car, and she buys the latest clothes. There's something, yeah. It's called educate yourself. Like get your high school diploma on, on the internet, or go to college straight off the bat at 14. Get yourself a degree, get yourself a diploma, get yourself a trade, and go work and make some money and go live your life. And so, whereas there's plenty of materials and people, thank God you got the internet. I mean, you can look up and find it. You can find out what the point and purpose of life is, which humans have been searching for thousands of years, and we've come up with love. If you're religious, it's serving your God. These are not bad things. I'm not saying, well, I don't believe in it. That's fine, right? But I'll tell you this, being popular, materialism, and socialism you're going to waste your life. Those are not going to make you happy. Why are you alive? It is other things, as I said before. Family was always there. That was always there in the past. But you feminist women just know so much better. A career in an MBA. Oh, penis. No, thank you. Children. Ew, gross. I had several. I had to get them away. I had to outsource them to other women who didn't want to have their children. So they outsourced their women to daycare. I wonder if there's a real irony if there are women who work in daycare that outsource their kids to daycare. While they take care of all the women who outsource their kids to daycare. That's just a fascinating. There's some love. There's some point and purpose in life. But if you're a little bit young, you could search for it and you can find it. But I'll tell you this, it ain't having the senior frog shirt. It ain't being the most popular kid at dipshit high. It ain't being cool with you like, hey man, I'm a college freshman and I just think if we just had free stuff, I play my acoustic guitar and now girls would like me, man. No. One, don't make it harder on yourself by having no skills. The real world is coming. Go get some real skills. Accounting, engineering, trades. All right. There, I got a book for you called Worthless, the Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. And then what to live for? If you don't know and you're not sure about religion, may I recommend freedom? You can't fail with that. Be a minimalist. Don't spend more money than you need to. You should be aiming to be free, self-employment, of which I have ample amount of books, whether it's Bachelor Pad Economics. I have courses, Achieving Financial Excellence, that talks about the true nature and role that money should play. In other words, you can't fail. Like, look, absent anything else, what do I live for? Why not work in until you fall in love or find purpose and meaning in life in some other ethereal philosophical? The least you could do is get your financial act together. And link below, I got a course called Achieving Financial Excellence. That's a great first step. Like, oh, here's how. So that if you're looking for a guideline or first step, like this will give you something to chew on until something bigger comes along. So freedom is always something that you can, and then you could go on to more ethereal things like family, community, belonging. If you want, I got another book called The Menu: Life Without the Opposite Sex, because you're not going to have family. You're not getting married. Because women just got to go get their MBAs. We hate men. Got the message. We got the memo. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. We've been hearing that since the 70s. We got it. Thank you. All right. So there's a bunch of things in there: adventuring, travel, all that other good stuff. And then if you don't have, okay, everyone has parents, obviously. But if your dad is this guy who doesn't participate and doesn't talk about life planning, I was just shocked how, like, no dad set, like Ward. Oh, they all made fun of Ward Cleaver sitting down teaching Wally and the Beav right and wrong. Andy Griffith sitting down teaching Opie. That's not right. This is right. They don't have that anymore. Dad just comes back. I don't know what dads do nowadays. I don't watch video games, something like that. And your mom ain't going to teach you nothing. All right. It's like, oh my God, your father, divorce. I don't know. I really, half of them get divorced. And I don't know. No one's teaching you kids anything. All right. But if you didn't have this and that, here's a game plan. If you're looking for an operating system, got a course link below called The Dad You Never Had. I'm not saying it's going to give you life purpose, meaning, but it kind of makes it so you don't screw up. And there are some deeper life, like how to get rid of laziness. Why you just can't be lazy. That's why you fight lazy. The first chapter is purpose and meaning in life. So I guess we do kind of talk about it there, but it's something to consider. But absent all that, if you just need a general rule of thumb to go by, make sure you're not popular. I'm not saying go to the antithesis and be agitating towards the popular kids. What I am saying is go do your own goddamn thing. And do not participate in these stupid conformist games where you spend $60 on a shirt, or you go to school at the popular school instead of going online where it's a lot cheaper, or you go to major in something because there's a lot of girls in sociology. Or you go buy an overpriced house in the McMansion in the McSuburbs so you could be popular or drive a fancy car when middle school is long over. For the love of God, please go live your own goddamn life so that when you're 80 years old and on your deathbed, you're not sitting there like, all I did was what other people wanted me to do. I did not exist. Blah. Because again, why are you alive? All right. Let's go to the super chats. Zeke Meister, new guy. What is that? Oh no, that's not Solid Snake. $6. But Cappy, the Lord will provide the money for my PhD in religious studies, Lexus SUV, McMansion, and a granite countertops in Wyzetta. Only if you're a hot woman with big tits. Then the Lord provides a lot. Manna from heaven literally falls out of the sky for women who are pretty with big tits. You, sir, you will not get that. And as a preacher's kid who lived in the church and all that, the Lord will provide jack shit. Get off your ass and go get it yourself. There's a big old lie right there in the bud. No, he will not provide. You go get it yourself. Claw it out of society. R. Sid, 200 rupees. Is that it? India? Your teachings work, Cappy. Didn't go to college, zero debt, got a niche trade industry years ago, and I'm going on a cultural tour around Japan. There you go, Sid. I hope you have some good time. I hope you enjoy. Maybe we'll check out Egypt next year. Life's see? But Sid, you're not popular. You don't have the right shirt. All you get to do is see Japan and Egypt and like all these great different cultures. Ew, boring. I bet you don't have a new car. Adam Stokes, 31 generous Australian dollars. G'day, a chapster. Loving the rancid truth bombs. Keep them coming, mate. Have you read Surviving Fourth Wave Feminism, The War on the West? Man, epic. Will probably start riots. No, I haven't. I The War on the I don't know who wrote it. Sounds like a great title. I have a book coming out in a similar vein called A World Without Men. And I found the data, guys. I found the data, like what percentages of women work in what industries and fields. Oh, you're all going to be eating dirt cookies. You're all gonna. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of elementary school teachers to teach you about men having periods. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of those. We just won't have any electricity or roads or cars or steel, medicine or housing. But don't worry, you'll have a lot of diversity and inclusion in HR ladies to tell you why you're all bad people. Mark Magana, $5. No BS. Aside from occasional geometry, there's nothing I learned in school after 8th grade that was useful in my business. Amish have it right. You are 100% right, man. I have never used anything beyond like 9th grade mathematics. Occasionally I got to do algebra. That was just to work on my house to get the measuring right. Never. You can all start working at about 13, 14 and make more than the average. I'm not kidding. I am not joking. If you had a real father, which you don't, so now you need to go on the internet and find the likes of Rollo Tomasi, Rich Cooper, myself, Mike Rowe, even though he's big, popular, but to get a trade, YouTube videos. If you go, hell, right now, I'm not joking, right now, any young man or woman who wants to go get a lawnmower, learn how to do basic maintenance on a lawnmower and a weed whacker, and start doing landscaping and yard maintenance and shovel for homeowners, you could charge probably $30 an hour, making 60 grand a year, which is already more than the average. Starting, how old do you have to be to mow? 12? Maybe? There is a chance, a better than average chance, a kid who hasn't even hit puberty yet can make more than your average dipshit college graduate just by going out and mowing yards and showing up on time. Young girls, you could babysit. This I saw a long time. You could charge $25 an hour. If you're reliable, you show up on time and you do your job. No partying, no dipshittery. If you're a responsible young lady, you could go make just as much money babysitting, charging $25 an hour that the average American makes. Well, we gotta go to college. You want to be popular. Otherwise, you're an idiot if you didn't go to college. Heaven forbid you just stay svelte, thin, feminine, and nice and be a housewife and take care of the kids. Super hypersonic. Whee! Zeke Meister, I was a salutatorian in high school, not worth the hard work. Learned nothing useful other than passing the written exam for my driver's license. There you go. Yeah, if I were to do it all over again, GED out, military, GI Bill, engineer, would have made life so much easier. So much easier. All right, there you guys go. Link below. Achieving Financial Excellence. All right. And then also The Dad You Never Had. That course, 12 hours long. Lots of material. $150 worth it, especially if your dad wasn't around. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.